Hi, thanks for tuning in. This is episode 2 of the Boxing Coach Chronicles. I'm Boxing Coach Charlie. In this episode, it's all about me and my first year of coaching, from nervous to confident and everything between. When I first started coaching, I was nervous as hell. It's all well and good being the older lad in the gym, having a little bit of experience and being able to tell other lads, try this, try that, do this, do that, because you're on the same level as them. And if they do it and it works, brilliant. If they don't, then it is what it is. But as soon as you've got that t-shirt what says coach on it, they're going to hang on to every word you tell them. And that's a scary thought, and that's what got me nervous. But now I can run a session from absolute novices up to competing boxers and everything in between. So this episode, I'll share with you how I found my voice, give you a little bit of advice, as at the end of the day, I'm just starting out my journey as well. So when the club approached me and said, do I want to help coach? I started helping out in the beginner session because I still had the goal to box again myself. And I found it really easier and less intimidating training children than I do full-grown adults. The nerves were real, the palms were sweaty. It did feel like I was going back to school, scared if a kid messed around, didn't know what to do if a child questioned me. Who am I? I'm not actually a coach yet. It was a nervous couple of months. I'll never forget the first time I shouted, time, or said what we're going to do. Everyone listened to every breath I said. And I was like, oh, sugar. But that was a spark of belief what I needed to think, you know what, I can do this. Everyone starts off nervous, no matter what they're doing. It's normal. Embrace the nerves. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. After a couple of months of me training, volunteering, learning the basics, I booked onto a course with a very well-known tutor. My level 1 course, the pressure was on. A few weeks before, 2 other of my coaches went to the same tutor, and unfortunately they had failed. So me being the youngest coach in our club, I turned out to be the youngest person on the course as well. The pressure was really on. I spent the whole weekend worrying about when my name's going to get called up, what am I going to have to demonstrate. I thought that everything just would go out the window. And it got to the last few hours of the Sunday session and I still hadn't been tested. So I went up to the tutor and I said, what should I do? What are you going to observe me on? He said, Charlie, don't worry, I've already observed you. I said, what? He said, yeah, I've already observed you. You haven't? He's like, no, I have. On the first weekend you were here, I observed you I can't even remember what it was, without needing any instruction. And he said, you explained it perfectly to your little group, and there was someone who didn't get it, and you did it a little bit more, and you helped that person. And he said, that's what we're looking for from a coach. And I said, oh, that's just me being me. And no word of a lie, these were his words, don't stop being you. And for me, that was a big confidence boost as well. Especially now that I've been on the circuit a few years, I actually know more about this tutor. And for him to say that then meant I was doing something right. Confidence comes when you know your style is enough. Once you find your style, keep it, run with it, and adapt it. My first corner win. Oh my God. I'll try not to use his name. So the first show was with a boxer who I've known for years. Me and him used to train at Weavers. We came down here. We actually laid these floor mats down together. Hung up all the bags, put up a ring. So yeah, me and him had this very close bond. And he'd never won a bout. I think he'd had 5 bouts previously and he'd always come up short. But in sparring, he'd boss anyone. Like in his home gym, anyone comes around, bosses him around, bang, 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 bang. But it just didn't happen in bouts. There was just something missing. So when he asked me to be the person passing up, going in to corner him, I felt honoured, but I felt nervous as hell. My first corner, and I was like, okay, cool. Don't ask me what I said. I've got a picture of me in the corner somewhere. I'll try and put it up. Yeah, but long story short, we came away with the win. So it was brilliant. That was my first ever corner and my first ever win. So I was 1 for 1, and I didn't want to let that slide at all. I wanted to keep hold of that 1 win record and no losses for a very long time, which in amateur coaching, amateur boxing, it's not going to happen. You lose it pretty quickly. Belief grows when your boxer trusts in you and they respond accordingly. There's nothing harder than a boxer who's doing their own thing. You tell them what to do and they're too busy thinking, is it going to work? If they're thinking, is it going to work? They haven't got the trust in you. They need to trust you. Your job as a coach is to spot something, what they don't do right or what their opponent doesn't do right, and capitalise on it. That's all you do as a coach. So if they're not happy to take your advice, it's not going to work. In my voice and style, that was a tricky one. My year 1 voice, I was very much talking like this, mumbling, shy, sweating a lot. That soon changed. I'm now confident. I'm now animated. I like using my hands a lot, as you can most probably tell. I think that gets rid of your nerves. Like if you've got your arms folded, it makes you look uninterested. Whilst if you look at any great politician, I'm not saying I'm a politician, but they talk with their hands open, their palms facing themselves. Don't ask me how I know this, because if they talk like this, it looks like they're worrying. Whilst if they talk like this, it's meant to be very opening. I don't know how I remember this, but it's just something I do. And I'm a lot louder in sparring than what I used to be. I'm a lot more confident taking a spar. I'll get to that maybe in this episode or a later episode. This story I want to explain and share with you. I was watching Netflix. I was watching Coach Carter. And there's a point where Coach Carter is in the gymnasium talking to the lads.
Everything I know about basketball, I learned from women. I have a sister. Her name's Diane. She was always on my case about every little thing. Matter of fact, she still is. Turn down that radio. Did you eat the last piece of cake? Did you drink all the Kool-Aid? She was always in my face. So when I called Diane, we're gonna play straight man-to-man pressure defense.
Cool. I absolutely loved that idea. Like, have a code word, what no other person knows apart from your gym. And I thought that is the best idea. Like, you go to any show and all you hear is 1, 2, jab, jab, or 1, 2, hook. Like, you've just told your opponent what you're throwing, what you've told your lad to throw. The other coach has heard it, and the other coach is going to counter that. So for me, it was like, you know what, screw that out the window. We'll use certain keywords, and my boxers know it just like that. All you have to say is that term, they'll do it. Just like second nature. Took a long time to get there. Took a lot of trust as well. There's one, I can't even say the name. But when it first happened in the ring behind us in sparring, no word of a lie, the lad who he did it on literally went flying across the ring. It wasn't a case of the power, it was how it just caught the other lad, how it was meant to. And then that sold that combination to every single person in the gym, because they all looked at it and went, damn, it works. So that really helped me as well to sell it to the team. Yeah. Find your own style, and that's what's going to make you stand out as a coach. No one wants do this, do that, like you're doing out of a textbook. The textbook's there to help you. The level 1 textbook's there to help and to refresh your memory, but it's not a Bible. You can implement the bits what you need and add to it. It's like a toolbox. You want to give all your boxers every tool they may ever need. But one day they might need that 24mm socket. They don't know how to use it. That's what I mean with giving them all the little skills, what they might need, just in case. Now I'm a level 2 coach. If any of you are England Boxing registered, you understand a level 2 coach means you can open up your own gym. But more importantly, it means you can overwatch sparring and you're responsible. Nerve-wracking. Everyone wants to do it until it goes wrong. And I'm guilty of it. When I first started my level 2, I'd be like, oh yeah, you two can go together. Cool, no problem. Letting them spar. And then sometimes let it go out of hand, or it'd be a wrong match, just on experience-wise or a little bit of weight. My head coach, brilliant head coach, pulled me to the side and said, Charlie, you need to watch this, you need to watch that. Took it, understood it. And now, the way I see it, if you ever think about stopping it, just stop it. Put a condition on it if you need to. Just say time, find a condition, you on the back foot, jab only. Don't be scared to say, whoa, 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 power down. You're the coach. It's your responsibility if that lad ends up on the floor or something happens to one of the boxers. Yeah. It's same with the jab. Exactly the same. At first, you think there's only one way. You've looked at the England Boxing level 1 book and it says, do a jab, do this, bang. But I know every boxer has their own style now. Like, I was very much, whoa, 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 you're doing it wrong, correcting them and making them do it exactly how the rule book says. Well, the guidelines say. But they, like I say, are there to guide you. There's so many different ways to throw the jab. Turning your front foot, stepping into the jab, throwing a stiff jab. There's so many. Thumb up jab. All of these different ways I was naive to in my level 1. And it took me a while to look around other clubs, other coaches within the club and think, you know what, let's do this. Or let's add to them. So now every boxer in the club can throw all the different type of jabs they want. Mistakes are part of growing. The key is you adapt to them and adapt fast. Else you're going to keep getting caught up on the same thing. Advice for any new coach. Advice to any new coach. Be a sponge. Corner absolutely everyone and anyone. Even if you don't know them, take it in. Just say, coach, do you need a hand? Simple as that. Because you will learn so much from another coach who you've never met and how they interact with their boxer. You get some coaches who are very methodical and they just use that minute to have a chat with their boxer. You see other coaches, I'm not going to name names, but it looks like they're having a massive go at their boxer. They are, but that's what gets the best out of their boxer. Their coaching styles are unique. So learn from them and find yours. If you take 1% from them, if you're cornering 100 people, your coaching methods have gone up 100% because you're copying, you're adapting, and you're listening, and just be a sponge. Even if you feel insecure, your boxers don't know that. Fake it till you make it. Act with confidence. They'll follow your lead. Like if you said ACB, they don't need to know it's ABC. You're the coach. You tell them what it is. And yeah, just go with flow. Experience builds confidence faster than anything. Jump in and just grab the balls by the horn. No, the bull by the horns, not the other way around. Yeah. If I had to sum up year 1 in one word, I can't do it in one word. It's 3. Nervous as hell. Whilst now it's confident. I'm still learning though. You're never too old to learn. Or even if you're a 75-year-old coach like we've got, every day is a school day still. We're always adapting and learning new things as well. Thank you so much for watching episode 2. It means a lot to me if this is your first episode or if you've watched episode 1 and you've come to this. like, comment, subscribe. If you've got any topics you want me to talk about, let me know. Hit me up. My Instagram's at boxingcoachcharlie. The gym, if you want to follow that, is at Wellingborough ABC. Yeah, and I just want to say thank you to the coaches who have reached out and gave me feedback on this episode. Episode 1 and this episode, because I've trialled it on re-recording it. It's really helped. So yeah, don't be shy. Even now, like I say, I'm learning. This is my second episode. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I want this to go. So yeah, thank you.